So we're continuing the removal of everything from the loft. Don't worry about that water stain. That is a legacy water stain that has been there ever since we moved into the house. We had the roof replaced, and originally the old roof actually had no underfelt, so consequently a lot of water would actually get into the loft area, as can be evidenced by these old stains on the wall. Nowadays, as you can see, no stainage at all. Anyway, I digress. So this is a Prinz tuner which I found, and this is a Pioneer tuner which I also found, and I acquired the Pioneer in the early 2000s. The Prinz, I'm not sure when I got that. I got a feeling that was probably from a car boot sale at some point in the 1990s. So I'll probably bring those out, put them into storage and clean those up over the next winter. What I did find is all of these, which actually came with the house. So I'm not actually sure what to do with them, but there are a load of various periodicals from the late 80s. In fact, you can see just all the dust coming off them floating about. This is a copy of Woman's Realm, a popular magazine from the 80s, October the 5th, 1985. And let's just have a look at what's in there. So, who was it edited by? Somebody called Judith Hall, by the looks of it. There's a whole About You section where you can write in, let us hear your views. What sort of views do they have in the 80s women's magazines? I would like to thank all the people who take the time to plant and display hanging baskets and tubs of flowers in their front gardens. They are such a joy, whether it's in a busy street or a little village tucked away in the middle of nowhere. Suddenly, to come across the beauty of them is a delight. This is B.J. Cole from Yapton near Arundel in Sussex. And what else were they? A convenient point. It's nice to see improved standards in public lavatories, but there is one missing item in most of them. A hook inside the door for a handbag, shopping bag or coat. I can't be the only woman who is reluctant to put any of these items on the floor, so please, will all those responsible let us have another convenience in the convenience. Mrs. Jane Douglas of Bournemouth in Dorset. All valid points. In fact, I think even the men's toilets now have got a hook so you can hang up your coat. So what have we got? Oh, more All About You. All Around the Realm. A funny cartoon. And blimey, that child there would now be in their mid-30s. I was 6 when this came out, incidentally, so that gives you sort of an idea of just how long ago this was. And what else have we got? Oh, you could have a perfect cup of Irish coffee on us with some Jameson's Irish Velvet. Nice advert there for one of those heritage plate things. And then we come on to the fashions. The suits that lead a double life. Shoulder pads. Not so shoulder pad. Shoulder pads. Not so shoulder pads. But actually, very high fashion for the 80s. Actually, it still looks quite good now, actually, to be honest with you. Quite classy, quite stylish. What else have we got? Oh, you can choose... Oh, a free offer from Littlewoods. Choose any one free. So you could have some flowers, a load of plates, a multi-cooker bake roast boil thing, or a Cascade electric radio alarm clock. That sounds nice. What else have you got? Oh, you got the stories. A short story by Francis Garud. Middle age had come to stay, Janet decided, and encounters in coffee shops with handsome strangers only happened to the young and slim. Or did they? Nice bit of artwork there. That's presumably middle-aged Janet, and that's a man almost wearing flares. Well, it's the mid-80s. I'm sure people still had flares. And more of the story, and then it was the end there. Copyright 1985 by Frances, whatever her name is. Then there's a section where you can actually buy some pearls fit for a princess and look as classy as Lady Di there. Nice pearls, lovely. And yes, the overhead cooking thing advert, the extractor by Zanussi. And this was back when Zanussi were pretty big, actually, in this country. There's a nice selection of food that you can cook. The Alcoholic Apple by cookery editor Christine France. Sounds interesting. It's a whole recipe in there. Actually sounds quite nice. Selection of recipes, which I'm just going over slowly. If anybody wants to take these down, feel free to go back and have a look. I'll even hang on there for a little bit so you can get those recipes down, or take a screenshot. Then over here, I think this is an advert for vinegar, funnily enough, an advert for vinegar of all things. More recipes. They actually did have a good selection of recipes in at this sort of time, these magazines. What else have you got in there? Somebody called Tom Vernon, best known for Fat Man on a Bicycle. Okay. Airs his views on freedom. So even back then they were still talking about freedom. Just goes to prove that it's nothing new. Advert for NatWest. Some vet called James Alcock. Looks a bit like John Candy. Advert for dog food. Ooh, win a trip to Australia? Or like to know more? Is it a competition? Oh no, it's a special value holiday. Then there is a double page advert for Brook Bond. At the time they made PG Tips. They also made Brook Bond D, Orange Label, Choicest Blend. Oh, the only one I think now still exists is PG Tips. Oh look, you could actually now win a family holiday on the Sunshine Island of Malta. And some more recipes. And 10 second prizes of a new TI Group Creeder concept cooker worth £550. 53rd prizes of a Pifco food processor worth £75. More recipes. Pictures of the recipes. 100 runners-up prizes of a food hamper from Bachelors worth £12.50. All hairstyles and makeup stuff. Very 80s. Very 80s. And as you would expect from a magazine from the 1980s, very 80s indeed. Oh, look. Another story. At long last, Annie had found him. Hector, her beloved, dirty, unkempt, frail and ill, was still her husband, and she hadn't come thousands of miles to lose him now. Okay, that's a heartwarming tale. What else have we got here? What? I don't understand any of that. A nice sweater, is that one of those knit your own? Oh, it's the knitting pattern. Is it? I don't know. More recipes? Yes, more recipes. And booze. And a big advert for a ball of wool. Oh, and also some adverts for seat covers, I think. God, they're still talking about G-Plan. Parker Knoll, Minty, Cintiq, and G-Plan. G-Plan was very big in the, I think, 60s and 70s. Oh, that's the K's catalogue. I remember them. And what was this about? Oh, I don't know, some story. And stylish bathrooms. That would actually look okay now, to be perfectly honest with you. That's a style I would quite happily have. You can see in the 80s they were very big on pot plants. And that's something we don't have much these days. We don't have pot plants. We don't have enough pot plants in houses. I always thought they looked really good. That's nice. I'd be very happy with that personally. That is also really nice. And I quite like that as well. And that's far from terrible. In fact, I like all of these styles. This is nice. That's the advert for Hot Point. And nice Hot Point washing machine there. What else have we got? Further Adventures of Adrian Mole. This is interesting. I didn't realise they did this. So this is by Sue Townsend, who wrote Adrian Mole. The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, aged 13 3/4. And it looks like she actually did a small column for Woman's Realm. What's this? Oh, this is a continuation from that story. What's this? Get crafty with Woman's Realm with this nice jacket. Is that sponsored by Cyprus Airways? Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the pattern for the jacket. And there's actually all of the materials that you'll need. Children's Realm. Okay. There's a children's section at the back. There's various adverts here for cookers and things. More adverts coming at the back. Prize crossword. You could win 6 hybrid tea rose bushes worth £36, which back then was actually quite a lot of money. And here's the bachelor's competition, how to enter. Then the cookery helpline. They actually had a cookery helpline to get help with your cooking. It's all very wholesome, really. Cooking, silly little stories, bits about fashion. Yeah, all very, very wholesome, very sort of innocent in some ways. Oh, now you've got the problem page. I'm sure that all of these issues have long since been resolved and are no longer a problem for the people concerned. But problem pages were always sort of interesting to look through back in the 80s. And in fact now, oh my god, that story is still ongoing. When is it actually? Oh, it's to be continued? Flipping hell. So that obviously covers multiple issues. Then you've got your stars. Our astrologer, Rose Elliott, our astrologer looks at your week ahead. What have you got? Oh, Leo, that's me. Take notice of a new idea which may strike you this week. It could prove very creative and helpful. Similarly, a helpful contact may come your way unexpectedly. To be sure to jot down those details. It's an excellent week for communication of all kinds, including making short journeys and getting your views across to others. The trends are good too for discussing a family or domestic matter and making plans for a positive new phase. And then we finish off with Sunday Best, which is Live Wire singer and actress Toyah tells Anna Overton about her busy working Sunday. That'll be Toyah Wilcox, I'm guessing. Next week it was Mike Harding, who that name does ring a bell. I can't remember why. And then, oh god, K Shoe Shops. That's a blast from the past. Sure, they were actually on the high street as well. And then you got your trashy novels that you can purchase for 4 for 25p plus P&P each. And there we go. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. It's something different to what I normally do. If you have found this interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.